Hey, what's up YouTube? Budget Yugioh back with this updated zombie deck profile for February 2020. So I'll be honest, I didn't make that many changes because I think for the most part the zombie deck, the control variant of the zombie deck, we kind of know the ratios already for the zombie cards. And so the main change is that we got a new card in here that I'll get to later called Jackal Bolin. Very interesting card, and I'm still testing it out to see how much I like it. And I'm going to get into the deck profile and explain some choices. And this one, it's not a finalized list. I just wanted to get you guys an update because, you know, I'm looking out for you zombie players, so I'm trying to give you guys some ideas of like what might be good for this meta because it still feels like it's very varied. Everyone's like afraid of Spiral. So you're trying to play anti-combo with like Droll and Lockbird, Nibiru, and like some things like that. But there's also Altergeist and other back row decks. So you need to also be able to clear out back row, and Zombie's biggest weakness honestly is back row because we have Doom King, we have Super Poly for any non-targeting monster removal. We really hate, you know, getting hit by Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment, and Infinite Impermanence and Hand Traps. So that's the tricky thing about building zombies. You kind of have to tailor it towards your meta or what you think people will be playing in the regionals or whatever tournament you take this deck to. But anyways, let me get in with the deck profile. So we got still 2 Doom King Ballardrock. Probably one of the most annoying monsters to face. Like, I hate playing in zombie decks personally because Doom King, if you cannot clear Zombie World, he just keeps coming back, and he's 2 disruptions every turn, on both your turn and your opponent's turn. And he's 2800, so you easily OTK once you have your board set up. So you definitely need to play 2. And then we also play basically the Zombie World package, 2 Bloom to be able to special summon Doom King straight from the deck when you have Zombie World on the field. And we got 2 Banshee to activate Zombie World directly from the deck. One thing to keep in mind if you're not too familiar with zombies, you can activate her effect when she's on the field too. So if you have to normal summon her and you're in a pinch, and you need to get Zombie World for your Super Poly to be live, then you can always just summon Banshee and then banish her to activate your Zombie World. And then we have the play starters here, which are going to be triple Shiranui Solitaire, triple Unizombie, and then double Gozuki. So Solitaire summons a zombie tuner from the deck with 0 defense, which is almost always going to be your Unizombie. There's only one time I think I ever summoned Glow Bloom off of Solitaire instead because my opponent had Skill Drain on the field, and then Solitaire tributes itself, so Skill Drain would not negate it on the field. I summoned the Glow Bloom, tributed that, I linked that off with Link Kuriboh, and because that resulted in the graveyard, I still got to summon Ballardrock out and beat over or something. So there's some weird cases like that where you don't always take the linear play in this deck, depending on what is on the board. Unizombie also lets you dump a zombie from the deck or from your discard a card from your hand. So he helps you get your play started, and Gozuki is a really good follow-up summon after you already have Unizombie's graveyard because if you don't know about my max damage zombie combo, check out my other video on my channel where I demonstrate that, where you basically have Unizombie graveyard and you're gonna burn through the you summon Gozuki, send Mizuki. Use Mizuki to revive Unizombie, so that gives you a level 8 monster to synchro into a level 8, and summon your Doom King. And you know, if you have to write monster in your grave, you've got 8,000 damage. But anyways, to continue, the 2 Mizukis as I spoke about, I've been seeing people bump this up to 3, and you can definitely do that now, but because we have Jackal Bolin, which can help discard zombies from your hand. And if you are playing a pure zombie build, you kind of want to have more than 20 zombies in your deck. And Mizuki, if you can get into the graveyard, it's really good. But you never want to see... I've seen 1 is fine. You never want to see 2 in your hand, so that's why I stick it at 2. And then double Jackal Bolin. So this card reads that you can discard a zombie monster to special summon this from your hand. So that's good because it allows you to do something else besides your normal summon. And then during your opponent's main phase, as a quick effect, you can special summon a zombie monster from either player's graveyard. And then you banish this card until the end phase, and then the monster that you summon will get banished once it leaves the field. So this is actually really good disruption against certain decks. The only thing I think is that summoning this turn 1 might not always be a good idea, because if your opponent has nothing in the graveyard and you get hit by like evenly matched or something, then you went -2 on this. So, but the cool thing is that you can just special summon your opponent's monster, and then when they destroy it, it gets banished, so they don't even get it back. And it's every turn, every opponent's turn, you get to do that. So it really messes with certain combo decks. And it's level 7, so you can there's new starter combos because Jackal Bolin plus your Glow Bloom equals Omega. So that's some pretty good synergy there. Now, I don't know if I'd bump it up to 3 because you don't want to see 2 in your hand because the effects are both once per turn. So I think 2 is a good number. And then we still play the 1 Fraulein because, you know, you don't want to get OTK'd. And Fraulein just helps you going second, and going first it helps, stops Boral Sword. And then hand traps. It seems like everyone's playing hand traps this format. Still playing Triple Ash just because it's the most generic, and I guess at my locals it's still pretty diverse, so I don't know what I'm ever going to face. This hits every deck, so it's never a bad card. And if you really need to, you can discard it for Jackal Bolin. Or I've done some weird things where I'm locked under Rivalry of Warlords and I summon Bloom, and then I synchro for a realized zombie Necro Dragon. Crazy things like that have happened. And the only non-zombies I'm playing are the Gear Frame, Side Frame Gear Gamma, and the 1 driver. So I'm testing this out. You guys might not want to play this, especially if you're a budget player, because I think these have risen to like maybe $5 each or something. You can definitely try out other hand traps. Ghost Bell is alright. I don't love it, so I took it out. 4 these actually. And what I like about it is that it's probably the best hand trap besides Nibiru on your opponent's turn if you're forced to go second. And also it destroys the target instead of just negating. So if your opponent does something, you can destroy one of their key combo pieces and ruin their whatever they're trying to do. The bad thing is that you have to control no monsters and you have to summon a driver from your deck. So there's times when you draw this and you've already set up monsters. Well, can't use it. So something else might be better, like DD Crow or Effect Veiler. If I had Impermanence, I would definitely play that. But since I can't afford Imperm, and I'm sure a lot of you can't, this is a little lighter on the budget. But yeah, you can play whatever hand traps you want. The cool thing is that since if you have Gamma plus Solitaire on your opponent, you're going second, you have Solitaire and Gamma. Let's say you summon Solitaire, activate effect, they activate Appaloosa. We chain Gamma, special summon driver, destroy the Appaloosa and negate it. Solitaire resolve, summoning Unizombie. And now we can make Omega for free basically, and still go into zombie combos. So that's the cool thing I like about Gamma. It just comes down to your preference though. Spells, triple zombie world, pretty mandatory in a zombie control deck. And I don't know how many decks it disrupts right now, but turning everything into zombie makes your super poly live. And these 6 cards always in the zombie deck as long as I can run it. And that will not change because of the Dragon Necro Nether Soul Dragon using 2 zombie type monsters to bring it out. And still don't like hand traps. 3 Called by the Grave. Still good for just banishing things from the graveyard. And we're still normal summon reliant, so definitely play around Ash by having a Called by the Grave. Foolish Burial, always a great extender. And then main decking double Twin Twister because there's like an Altergeist player at my locals and I want to be prepared for that. I was playing Cosmic Cyclone, but I don't know. I kind of put Twin Twister back in. I just kind of didn't like having to pay life points in Game 3. And since I was siding in the Twisters anyway, I just made more room in my side deck. And traps 3 Rivalry Warlords. I don't know if this hits Spiral because I think they're different types, but yeah, we main deck this regardless of what the meta is because this plus Zombie World, your opponent can only control 1 monster, or they can only summon from the graveyard, and they can't even link it off or anything. Unless they're playing some weird zombies stuff, but yeah. Definitely still main decking that. I think I still, if you're going second, always side these out. Just because it's not as impactful. But anyways, extra deck. So this changed a little bit. I'm still playing double Vampire Sucker. Really good to draw cards whenever you summon something from the graveyard that's a zombie. Or if your opponent summons something from the graveyard. Vampire Sucker can force your opponent to summon something from the graveyard. And sometimes you use that. And it, also the effect to... You can tribute summon a monster, a zombie from your hand by using zombies your opponent controls. Now that we added 2 more tribute monsters, the Jackal Bolins, you can use that effect a little bit more often because you're more likely to have a tribute summonable zombie type monster in your hand. So just keep that in mind. Just you drop Jackal Bolin by tribute summoning using 2 of your opponent's monsters, and they're like, "What's going on?" That's pretty funny. Avenged Savior, we still play the 1. Really good Foolish Burial effect and battle. You can beat over things because he can send a Doom King to the graveyard, and now, yeah, it's still pretty handy. I play the 1 Phoenix just for back row because you'd have to destroy certain things like floodgates. Synchros, Zombie Necro Dragon. I haven't been summoning this as much just because I haven't needed it, so I love this card. It's one of my favorite Synchro monsters in the deck. But I think right now, Omega is definitely better. So Omega is like the go-to level 8. And then Shogun Saga is basically this deck's version of Boral Sword because he can banish a zombie from your graveyard and he gains that attack when it's summoned. So he can go all the way up to like, I don't know, 6,000 I've done multiple times, especially if you have you decide to play Bigfoot or Nibiru. That happens. Or you banish the Ballardrock, an extra Ballardrock in your grave. Exceeds. We play Abyss Dweller, Dugaris, and Tornado Dragon. So lock out the graveyard. Dugaris is very versatile. He's gone up in price, so you don't have to play him, but draw 2, discard 1 is really good in zombies. The double attack has come up and won me games. And the special summon from the graveyard isn't really that useful in this deck, to be honest, because you have Mizuki. Tornado Dragon, because, strong back row is good. Like I said, back row is the enemy of this deck. Tornado Dragon helps with that if you can bring it out. And then we play Fusions. Dragon Necro, Nether Soul Dragon, the best super poly target in this deck, because any 2 zombie type monsters will work. Starting Venom, just because darks are still good. I don't know what dark decks are out there right now, but we could even use our own dark monsters to finish off the game. I added in World Chalice, Guard Dragon, Armorduke. I've been hearing people say it's good against Spiral. I haven't actually played against Spiral yet, but I saw what they end on, and well, you super poly and OTK them. I guarantee you, every time that will happen. If they aren't expecting super poly, and they let you play into it, you win the game. And then I'm actually playing these two cards, Ultimate Falcon and Exterio, as Waking Dragon targets, because we got a spicy side deck here. Let me get into that really quick. So side deck, I'm still playing the Barriers because I refuse to buy Drone Lockbird because it has gone up in price. I didn't buy it when it was like $1.30. And I'm kind of stubborn when it comes to buying meta cards. But I have the Barriers, so I'm playing this instead. And this works better against certain decks. So, one Pancratops. I was playing 2 previously until this got limited, so I'm just playing the 1 now. It's still good. If you see it, good. If you don't, who cares? The third Twin Twister, because like I said, you gotta cover that back row weakness. And that's really what the side deck is for, to cover your bad matchups. Which is why I'm playing 2 Waking Dragon, 3 Eradicator Epidemic Virus, and 2 Trap Trick. So if you don't have the Trap Tricks, no worries, but with these 2 targets for your normal traps, I figure this will help going first, because actually if, let's say you set up your zombie world and then you have like 2 more back row, and one of them being Trap Trick, that allows you to grab either one of these. So if you're, let's say if your opponent has like Lightning Storm, well, if you already have the Eradicator, you get the Waking the Dragon, and they have to decide if they really want to do that. Or you could just, if you get the Doom King out, you Eradicator and destroy the Lightning Storm. Or I think the only thing this is weak to is Evenly Matched, which if you really think they have Evenly Matched, you can Eradicator call Traps. I was debating some other traps like Lost Wind, Compulse. If I had Impermanence in my deck, I would definitely for sure, play the Trap Trick. That's why I'm still testing this out to see if it'll work good against this meta. But yeah, the funny thing is, if your opponent blind Lightning Storms you, you can Trap Trick, set the Waking Dragon, and then get the Exterio. And then to help go second, 3 Evenly Matched. I know this card's really expensive now. I picked them up when they were maybe like $12 each. And that they've skyrocketed up. If you don't have these, I recommend playing maybe Dark Ruler no more. Playing Cosmic Cyclones. But nothing really replaces this, to be honest, because this hits combo, it hits back row, always sided in going second, basically. And now that people are playing Lancia less, people are playing Evenly Matched more, which makes me think people will go back to Lancia. But that's it for the zombie deck profile. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment. I'd like to know what your ideas are for this current meta to help zombie players out. I definitely get a lot of ideas from people posting deck profiles. I get comments, I check Reddit, and I test things out at locals. And sometimes I go to regionals. So, zombie players, good luck out there. Hope Spiral isn't as degenerate and they let you play a turn. But anyways, peace out, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.